Hi, it's Garret Wong from Upper Edge Property Management, and in this week's video, I'm going to be answering a question that investors ask us, which is, I want to move back into the property. What is the process? There are certain rules when an owner wants to move back into the property, and it's not to say that they can't, but again, there is the Residential Tenancies Act that has to be adhered to. So there is something called a Form 11, which is a specific situation. There are several variations of a Form 11. I'm just going to be discussing the one where an owner is moving back in. The Act specifies that an owner of the property or a member of their immediate family can move back into the property. However, there are certain notices that have to be given. Specifically, I'm going to talk about 3-month, 4-month, or 5-month notice. So that is the length of time that you have to give the resident to terminate their lease, their tenancy agreement, before the owner is going to be moving back in. Now, 3, 4, or 5 months is actually dependent on the current vacancy rate. So for example, if we had above a 5% vacancy rate, then you could give 3 months. If it's below 2%, then you have to give 5 months. The ending date is actually the biggest misconception here. So the ending date has to coincide with the ending date on that Form 11. If the lease ends in May, so let's say the lease ends May 31st, and we have to give 4 months notice, then that 4-month notice has to coincide for May 31st. If you miss that deadline, let's say that we're in a 4-month notice period, and the investor comes to us and says, I'd like to move back into my property at the end of the lease. I know it's ending in 2 months. Well, we've now missed that window. So even if we give that Form 11 4-month notice, that investor would have to wait not only 12 months, but 12 months plus the 2 months, so almost 14 months before they could move back in. There's an additional rule with children, school-age children that are going to school in the catchment area. They are actually allowed to stay till the end of the school year, which is June 30th. I'm going to mention one last exception. You have to make sure that you're not giving the notice too soon. The moment that you give notice, the Form 11, to a resident, they in turn can turn around once they find a place and only give 1 month's notice, 1 rental pay period notice to move. You could be out with a vacant property sooner than you planned, with 2 months of mortgage payments, holding costs, and different things like that. So there's a lot of planning around this. If you have any questions about this process, by all means, give us a call and we'd be happy to walk you through it. Thanks for watching today.